Everyone, hope you're having a great day wherever you're at. Excited to be able to hang out with you here on the interwebs. I want to talk to you about two stories from the Bible, both involving the people of Israel and this guy named Moses. The people of Israel were wandering in the desert, and in the wilderness or desert, there wasn't a lot of water. So they came and they talked to Moses about this, and they said, "So what are we supposed to do? There's no water." Well, they were actually a lot more unkind than that. And Moses goes to God and he is going, all the people are yelling at me. They're mad at me. They're ready to stone me. What are we supposed to do? They need water. And God tells Moses, go to this rock, bring the elders of Israel with you, and I want you to take that staff that you have, and I want you to hit the rock with it. And so Moses obeys. He does that, goes, hits the rock, and water comes out. And all the people are able to get as much water as they wanted. And it's this cool miracle. But God also is kind of like, hey, why are you guys doubting me? I got you out of Egypt. I've been traveling with you, been doing life together. At some point, you need to start trusting me. And so that happened very early on, like year one of the Israelites in the wilderness. Then again, at the very end, 40 years wandering around, this is like at the very, very end, they come to Moses again. They're like, there's no water. And they're quarreling with him, and people are upset. And Moses goes to God, and he's like, hey, they're doing it again. What do we do? What's going on? And God tells Moses, he says, okay, I want you to go. And this time, and he's talking to Aaron too. Aaron was there. And he says, I want you to speak to the rock. Okay, speak to the rock and water will come out. And so Moses and Aaron go. And get this, Moses takes that staff. He probably remembers what he did, 40 years or 39 years earlier. And he hits the rock twice with the staff. And guess what comes out? Water, just like it had, all those years ago. And the people were able to fill up, get the water, the whole thing. But God goes and talks to Moses and he said, dude, why'd you disobey? I told you to speak to the water, not strike it with the staff. And because of that, this seemingly little thing, maybe to some people, but to God was a big deal. He tells Moses, you can't actually come into the promised land now. You've lost the right to be able to do that. And it's like, whoa. You see, when God tells us to do things, he means it. And he wants us to do it the way that he's telling us to do it, not us try to put in our own ways or motives or stuff to try and get the thing done. When God tells us to do something, it's our job to be obedient and do it exactly the way that God is saying. And when we do that, blessings, good things will come. Even if we think we get away with doing something the way that we wanted to do it because God told us to do it, but we do it, not quite the way that God asked, it'll never end up as good as it could be if we just followed God's plan from the get-go. So don't be like Moses. Over the course of 40 years or whatever, walking with God, the whole thing, somehow he got in his head that he knew better and he was going to do it the way that he wanted to do it. Let's run the race with perseverance, as Paul says. Let's finish strong. Do the things that God is asking us to do the way that he is asking us to do it. And let's see what then he does in our lives and the lives of the people around us. Let me pray for you. God, thank you so much that we get to come together and be with you, doing life with you. God, that we don't have to go through someone like Moses to get to you, but God, that we can have a relationship with you just like Moses had relationship with you. Lord, I pray that we would experience that power and presence in our life each and every day. And Lord, that we would be obedient to the things that you've called us to do. We love you, Jesus. Pray this in your mighty name. Amen. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and look forward to see you when I see you next.